King at Burger King. A cheese-covered double bacon Whopper with a side of creamy cheese sauce to dunk in. The Cheese Lover King is here for a limited time. Only at Burger King.
Are you looking for more weekend getaways with Friday flights? Well, Cayman Airways has added Friday flights to Panama for a limited time this summer. They're perfect for short and long weekend getaways, quick business trips, or easy connections across Latin America. And if Jamaica is on your summer wish list, seasonal summer flights to Montego Bay are also available. Call Cayman Airways on 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com. See you on board our Friday flights to Panama this summer.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctor's Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. JN Money, from abroad to Yad. And Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orrett Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees, so fair. Today is Wednesday, the 17th day of June 2026, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. It has been since last week, Friday, that we last broadcast For the Record. So it is great to be back, good to be back with you. For those, we hope and we trust that you had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on our roads, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road, because the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, we want to wish you a happy birthday or a happy belated birthday, whichever is applicable, and to remind you that For the Record birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands. You should accept no substitutes. From generation to generation, Coca-Cola is still a Cayman classic. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we wish you a speedy recovery as well. And again, a big shout out to our colleague here at Radio Cayman, Mr. Joel Wilson. Big shout out to you this morning as well. Later on, during this opening segment, I will also share with you the schedule and for the lying in state of former Chief Secretary, Mr. James M. Ryan. I will share that information with you as well. So, folks, I want to thank you again for loving Radio Cayman, and by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy and sometimes dangerous roads of the Cayman Islands into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I'm your host, Orrett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. We have a toll-free number provided courtesy of Flo. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. Also, 949-8037, 949-6990. WhatsApp number, 925-3261. We do have a caller. We're going to take that caller in a second. But first of all, we have to honor our obligation to our sponsor in relation to the birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands. You should accept no substitutes from generation to generation. Coca-Cola, still a Cayman classic. So here we have from Miss Aldine sharing with us this morning. First of all, belated birthday shout-outs for yesterday. And those belated birthday shout-outs are going to Miss Jackie Whitaker, Mr. Tyrone Chantelope, Mr. Jonathan Peguro Jr., Miss Susan Miller Watler, and Miss Wendy Melano. All belated birthday greetings going out to them. They all celebrated their birthdays yesterday. And of course, Miss Susan has shared with us the Facebook shout outs as well. Today, Mr. Andre Gooden is celebrating his birthday. Upcoming birthdays, Belinda Watson tomorrow, the 18th of June. Michelle Ebanks also tomorrow, the 18th of June. And Sandra Kent tomorrow as well. And again, folks, those birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands. You should accept no substitutes from generation to generation. Coca-Cola, still a Cayman classic. Let's go to our phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Wolfie. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Well, I'm blessed. I have another day above the ground, and I'm very thankful. But I'm a little bit upset with things, especially our passport department. One of the things I want to ask you.
Caller, you're muffled. The sound is muffled. I'm not sure whether or not you're on the speaker or what, but we're not hearing you clearly.
You hear me any better there now?
Much better.
Yeah, okay. I was in a bad position there. Yes, I want to ask you, OC, if you could get the passport office. I mean, not somebody from the counter, but somebody that's up top, way up top, to come on your show, because I need to get some clarification. My wife, we've been married now 28 years, and she was born in Jamaica. She has received her Cayman status. She received her Cayman naturalization. She had 2 Cayman passports. Now, they all have been expired now. She's trying to get a 3rd Cayman passport, and they're telling her now that she has to get another Jamaican passport before she can get a Cayman passport. I think that's bullshit, man. I can't.
Okay, this is a morning show. Family's still listening, so I want to watch your language there for us, please.
Sorry. But I want them to explain to me where the law and when this law came into effect that she have a Jamaican passport to get another Cayman passport after having 2 Cayman passports, after being naturalized.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay, you're
part of that country.
You do appreciate, caller, sorry to interrupt you, but you do appreciate the fact that what we call a Cayman passport is actually a passport issued to us as British Overseas Territories citizen of the Cayman Islands, but it is a process, it is a procedure, and the laws governing it really are all dictated by the United Kingdom. So what the passport office is doing here, it is not something that they're doing on their own initiative. It is something that is required by the United Kingdom. But, hear your request, and what I will do is I will get information in relation to it and share that information with you and our audience as soon as I receive it in terms of what the current situation is as far as passport applications for British Overseas Territories citizens as dictated by the United Kingdom.
Yeah, but she is now a full overseas territory citizen because she's been naturalized.
I understand that.
Do we understand what the word naturalized really means? Right?
I'm sure they are. When you say they, I hope you're talking about the UK. Again, caller, these are not conditions that are placed by our passport office here. If they send your application to the United Kingdom incomplete, first of all, they probably won't send it. But if they send it incomplete with all that the UK requires, all it means is delays in terms of the ability to obtain the passport. I understand what you're saying in terms of having passports before, at least 2 or 3 passports before, but the requirements changed based on the UK's, I wouldn't say whims and fancies. Sometimes it's based on occurrences, things that occur. If you are familiar with, at one point in time, we actually produced the passports here. They were produced here. They were made in the UK, but the actual passport was issued here in Cayman. That changed. The reason that changed was years ago, I would say probably over a decade or 2 decades ago, there were a lot of blank passports that were stolen that went missing in the UK. As a result of that, they clamped down. So, caller, I understand your frustrations, but please don't blame the passport office here. They're only doing what the UK requires.
Well, I really want them to produce evidence. That's what I want, evidence that this is what UK is requiring, because I think it's foolishness for my wife now to go back to Jamaica, get a TRN. She had to get a TRN and all that. She has no property now in Jamaica or anything. And she'd been a Caymanian for so long, and still now they're going to look at her as not having the right to hold have to have two passports. That's foolish. That's stupid. I don't care how much England think it is or what it is, but we need somebody. This don't make sense. This does not make sense. The woman is a naturalized. England understand what the word naturalized means. That's the first thing.
I believe England understands it because they're the ones who determined that we be naturalized. Caller, this all stems from the fact that we belong to the UK. You and I and everybody else, we belong to the UK. We don't belong to ourselves.
Because we have never had no one to stand up and say this can't work. Anyway, we'll see. Thanks very much.
Yeah, I'll get as much information, and I will certainly share it here on air as well with you. We do have another caller on hold, but why don't we go to the commercial break first? And then when we return, the conversation will continue. So we're going to ask the caller, hang in there, but don't hang up. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
A superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Looking for the ultimate place to watch the world's biggest football tournament? Head to Legends Bar and Grill, Coca-Cola's headquarters for every match. It's the closest you'll feel to being at the games live with Coca-Cola Mixer Specials all tournament long. Feel the energy and cheer on your favorite team surrounded by your country colors. Can't make it out? No problem. Order Legends' famous menu for home delivery and bring the match day experience to your living room. Legends Bar and Grill, your World Cup Coca-Cola headquarters.
Cineco's parametric insurance after hurricanes is now available for motor policies. Fixed automatic payouts cover incidental vehicle expenses like fuel, cleanup, and minor repairs. No claims, no damage required. $200 for comprehensive policies or $100 for third-party policies. Available exclusively through Cineco and included with all new motor insurance policies and upon renewal for current policies. Visit Cineco.ky today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay Mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone, and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We do have a caller on hold, but before we go to the caller, I just have a few more birthday shout-outs to share as well. So we've been asked to birthday shout-outs to Mr. Dwayne Dixon. So happy birthday to him. Also, this person, happy belated birthday greetings to my aunt, Barbara Watler, who celebrated her 90th birthday on Sunday, the 14th of June, 2026. Greetings coming from your nephew, Errol McLaughlin, and family. And one listener wrote and said, "Good morning, OC. I just renewed my British passport, and this was not my first. I had to submit all passports that I am a national of. I believe it's a security reason." And I want to thank that caller, that writer for that. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Thanks for being so patient.
Patient? Also, sure wasn't from East End.
What's up?
Buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. The caller made reference that his wife doesn't have property now in Jamaica. That wouldn't stop her, OC, from getting a passport in Jamaica.
As long as she retains her Jamaican citizenship, yeah.
Right. And I'm quite sure she never denounced that, right? Because they always use that passport or whatever to get back home whenever they're going to Jamaica. They don't have to get the visa and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, some do that. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she's still a Jamaican no matter what. I don't care how much papers they give her here. She's still that. So she can always go there and claim they're not an overseas territory citizen. So the Jamaica got the rights to give her another passport. I just want to clarify something. 2 words I might have used in my last call in, which was when Teacher Roy, Dr. McPhail, and Dr. Teresa was on, was wasting time, those two words.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean that in a derogatory manner. I just meant it in a way that them being on the radio, everybody wants to hear them come on. Me, myself, as you know, been waiting for them to come on. I just thought they were coming on to discuss not the legal aid issue, but I thought they were going to go deeply into the
immigration
reforms.
Mm-hmm.
That was what I was waiting for. But me saying that waste of time basically is that, yeah, here we have these great scholars, intellectual people, very, 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 very experienced, and we are not, the government, are not using their expertise to help them along. So when I made that comment, I meant that they're wasting time in a way that the people that should be listening to them.
Yeah.
Or you made a reference. You made reference to the fact that yes, they do listen. But yeah, we used to listen to our grandmother too, but we didn't hear her. You know.
In through one ear and out through the other, right?
Yeah. You said went through one ear and come out the next. So yeah, because and the reason why you'll see they're not hearing anyone that have anything sensible to say is because the same reason, or they're not having them as advisors, the same reason the district council has not been put in place. Same reason.
Mm-hmm.
How many times, or see how many governments that are going to be elected that during the campaign, that is number one priority. And the term come and go, and nothing more have been said. The only soul I hear speaking about it is Dr. McField, and Mr. Morgan from West Bay is always preaching the same thing. And no one else are asking about this district council for the same reason. They don't want to be told. I don't think hold accountable, because they should be hold accountable because we elect them. We elect them to do our work, and they should be held accountable for that in itself. So I'm saying they just don't want or see anyone to be advising them. But it's okay, see, for somebody to advise, and not necessarily means that you cannot do everything they say, but at least you have some other advice and give your thinking outside of the box, instead of kicking the can further down the street.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that is why I say, because look at Teacher Roy, you'll see what he brings to the table. Eh?
Yep.
Look at him. Principal, when I was in primary, he taught me. He was a minister. He went on to clean up the mess at the university. And never one day he took the credit card and buy any jewelry or right? And see, he stayed there 7-9 years, and they can't point one finger at this man, but God did up the standard. I personally went and visited him at that school and congregate with him outside in the thing, and how I see him addressing all the different students and out in the yard and thing, the young man and talking to him, get off the table from sit on the chair, things like that, right? And only for him to be told for one of his book launching that he could not use the Sir Vassal Johnson Hall for one of his events. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Imagine that. Magnify that. And then we come to Dr. McField, who's been very, very instrumental in the community on the island itself, and up until today at night, going on to 2 years old, are still giving his services on boards. And when he take the serious stand on various matters, they don't want to hear that. So that's the same reason they don't want to have nobody as an advisor. When he make certain call on boards that was necessary, they remove him. Because the culprits, rather than complain to the ministers, and they remove him, and he was doing the right thing. He was doing the right thing instead of kicking the can further down the street.
Yep.
He picked it up, and we're running with it. and now we come to Dr. Teresa. We go way back to when she made us very proud. I think she won the only Kimanya that might have went on the world stage and had an award, was awarded best personality or best something that was, and that in itself was to be awarded in the front of millions of people. That put us right there.
In the Miss World, yeah.
In Miss World, in the audience to be recognized. And she gone on to represent FIFA, one of the biggest bodies in the world, all over the world. She's an attorney. She right now she's serving on one of the boards, trying to clean up the island and get things right. So I wasn't in no disrespect to them in any way. Because
so you believe that someone took it as being disrespectful?
Well,
you got some feedback on that?
Yeah. Somebody said to me, "How can you say that they're wasting their time?" But I said no. I didn't mean it in that way.
Context, yeah.
I got context now. No, I just meant that what they're doing is not being heard by the. Maybe I might have used the wrong wording. Maybe Teacher Roy never done a good job having me as intellectual as I should be. I'm not generating anything that is essential to the intellectual dialogue. So yeah, that was the case. But we do have still a lot of work to do. You have told me that when I questioned the immigration reform, you say, no, relax. More coming. I kind of was looking for the definition of coming too, but I don't know if I come up with the right.
Christmas is coming too, right?
Yeah, that's coming too. That comes and goes. So I'm still waiting. We'll see, and has all the amendments that was approved, have it all been implemented and now
Yes. As a matter of fact, I there was a statement. I'll try to find a press release coming out in relation to that. I'll find it, and if time allows, during today's show, if not possibly on Friday, to share that with you. That statement coming out of from either work or from the ministry, talking about all of the changes have now been implemented and everything is working well. Yeah.
Okay, you have guests this morning?
Oh yeah, yes. We will have the leader of the opposition, deputy leader, and Mr. Roy Tatum. They will be in the studio with us at 8:15 this morning. And
they will not be, I hope, and I know that my good friend, they are my good friend, but my neighbor, I know he listening. I hope they're not coming to repeat themselves. I hope there's some new stuff that they're coming with, because normally when I come to the radio, I comes with different ideas and stuff almost every different call. Usually they comes with repeating the same thing. I hope that's not the case.
Well, there's a lot to talk about. Remember now, Parliament, the throne speech will be delivered on Friday.
Talk is cheap. Take money to buy whiskey. I'm sick of the talking now. Okay? All right. We talk later.
Okay. Take care, Lord Graham. Thank you very much. Very quickly, I think I have about 2 minutes to share with you the lying in state of former Chief Secretary, Mr. James M. Ryan. So there will be the arrival, included in this would be the arrival of the casket, and there will be ceremonial honors. That will be included in that would be the Speaker of the House of Parliament, Cabinet members, and members of Parliament. That will take place on Thursday, the 18th of June, tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. until 1 p.m. Ceremonial proceedings and Cayman Islands Government TV live stream that will begin at 9:30 a.m. If you're going to be attending in person to pay respects, that will take place from 10 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. at the House of Parliament. And some background information. The Lying in State, a former state, forms part of the wider program of official events being held in honor of Mr. Ryan's life and contribution to the Cayman Islands. Members of the public will be able to pay their respects following the conclusion of the formal proceedings, which I laid out to you earlier as well. So again, that will take place on tomorrow, the 18th of June, 2026, starting at 9:30 a.m. until 1. And then, of course, the viewing, like I said, as far as the public is concerned, will take place as well. Also, Friday coming up, Juneteenth coming up this Friday as well. That's celebrated in the United States. Folks, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, we will have guests in the studio, so don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. The newest update from the weather team at Colorado State University shows even more favorable predictions for the 2026 hurricane season. The team at CSU says the increased likelihood of a moderate to strong El Niño weather effect is a primary factor for the new prediction of 11 named storms. The CSU team anticipates 5 to become hurricanes and 2 to become major hurricanes. That's a Category 3 or above. For reference, the April forecast called for 13 named storms, with 6 of those becoming hurricanes. The long-term seasonal average is 14 named storms with 7 hurricanes and 3 of those major, so the 2026 season is considered below average. Speaking of weather,
these appointments reflect the government's commitment to building a world-class National Weather Service.
the National Weather Service welcomes 4 meteorologists as part of a, quote, broad government effort to strengthen its capabilities to deliver round-the-clock coverage and more advanced forecasting for folks in the Cayman Islands. Acting Director General of the Cayman Islands National Weather Service, Carrie Powery, tells Radio Cayman Javon Forrest and Sheena Karanja joined the service as meteorological observers, and Paula Wellington and Desiree Neverson-Jack as meteorological forecasters, marking a, quote, significant step in the Weather Service's transition from an aviation-focused operation to a comprehensive weather service. In court, a man accused of handling stolen goods has pled not guilty. Donald Dexter Dixon appeared on Friday, where he denied possessing a Ford Ranger he allegedly knew or suspected was stolen. The charges date back to October 2025. Mr. Dixon has been granted bail and is expected to return to court at a later date.
This campaign is to help all of us sort of reset and remember what is important and how we can stay as safe as possible on the roads that we have.
There are more than 3,400 traffic accidents reported in 2025, inspiring local service organization Rotary Sunset to push a new road safety campaign, If I'd Known. President-elect Jennifer Weber says it's broken into 4 components, starting with seen.
We focus on headlights and visibility awareness. So headlights are about being seen, not just to see. So the message is, if I'd known I was invisible without my lights, I would have had my lights on, been seen, and stayed safe.
Next up, leave space. That'll give you room to safely stop in case of an emergency, preferably 2 car lengths. Next, a no-brainer, phones down.
This is about putting our phone down and staying focused on the road and not letting our mobile phone distract us.
The last tenet is to drive defensively. For more information on the campaign, you can email rotarysunsetky@gmail.com. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller.
BBC News with Moira Alderson. President Trump has warned that he's ready to resume military action if Tehran doesn't abide by its obligations. He was speaking on the sidelines of a G7 meeting 2 days before the signing of an accord to pause the war pending a full agreement. The International Energy Agency says oil stocks in OECD countries have fallen to their lowest levels since 1990. It said releases from emergency reserves accelerated due to the conflict in the Gulf. There have been more Israeli airstrikes in southern Lebanon despite warnings from Iran that Israel would face what it called a hard response if it didn't stop the attacks. Lebanese media say there were drone attacks and shelling overnight. Health officials in the Democratic Republic of Congo are searching for a 6-year-old girl with Ebola who was taken from a treatment facility in North Kivu province. They say the child and her mother were taken from a hospital by armed men. Germany's armed forces are set to increase the number of experiments carried out on animals. The Defence Ministry cited complex military research demands and the global security situation as reasons. Britain's National Crime Agency says it carried out raids in Germany last month that dealt a significant blow to gangs smuggling migrants across the Channel. Thousands of items used in small boat crossings were seized, including dinghies, engines and life jackets. Norway's royal family says the Crown Princess Mette-Marit has undergone a successful lung transplant in Oslo. She had been suffering from chronic pulmonary fibrosis. That's the latest. BBC News.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
This is Will Sinatra. Just want to say a very special congratulations to Loxley Banks on having the building named after him, as well as happy 50th anniversary to Radio Cayman.
I can feel it. I'm the world's greatest.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by CG Britcade, where people come first.
All right, good morning, Cayman. Let's take a look at the weather on the outside. It's nice and sunny with some partial cloud cover. Present temperature 84 degrees Fahrenheit, but it really feels like 93 degrees Fahrenheit with the sun out there. Winds are out of the east-southeast at 4 miles per hour. Relative humidity about 74%. The barometric pressure at 30.00 inches and falling. Synopsis as provided by the Cayman Islands National Weather Service. A ridge of high pressure dominates the northwest Caribbean, while instability associated with a few tropical waves traverse the southern area. Expect fair skies today across Grand Cayman, with a few showers over Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. An upper-level trough continues to linger, and isolated thunder cannot be ruled out. After which, an increase in cloud cover is expected tonight due to a tropical wave. So our forecast for today calls for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of the early morning shower and possible thunder, mainly over Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Temperatures will rise to the low 90s with a heat index near 103 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be southeast at 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts. Seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. Later tonight, partly cloudy skies becoming cloudy with a 30% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the low 80s. Winds will be southeast at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. We're in a low tide. High tide will be at 11:13 this morning. It's going to be low at 5:28 this afternoon. Sunset later on this evening at 7:03. And the outlook is for an increase in cloud cover and the chances of showers as instability passes to the south of the area through Thursday. And that, my friends, is your latest weather update brought to you by our good friends at CG Britcay.
Let's hear it for your Wildcat cheerleaders.
Aunt Angie, weren't you a cheerleader?
The best in the Western Hemisphere, until I attempted that switch kick double twist roundhouse.
Huh?
Exactly. I must have been in the air for 20 seconds before I fell into that snare drum. I set a world record, though, and thankfully I could trust the CG Medical Portal with my claims. All 37 of them.
The CG Medical Portal. Safe and secure. CG Britcay. Good like that.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
The Lions Club of Grand Cayman is proud to continue to serve our island community. The club continues to host successful community projects like the Prostate and Colon Cancer Awareness Campaign, free site screening in schools, spelling bee, swim meets, and their community pantry. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman looks forward to continuing their service for many years to come. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman, where there's a need, there's a lion, serving the community for over 50 years.
The world's game is here. FIFA World Cup 2026 is now, and Futbolista World has you covered. Literally. Get your authentic country jerseys, flags, and memorabilia, and your special Watching Live from the Cayman Islands World Cup jersey for just $55. Because it's more than a jersey. It's your front row seat to the World Cup. Ready to play? Ready to win. Stop by Futbolista World, located next to Baytown Plaza opposite the Wharf Restaurant, or shop online at futbolistaworld.com. Planning an office watch party? Futbolista World can deliver your colors straight to your office. Visit futbolistaworld.com or call 916-3668. Futbolista World. All authentic. All World Cup.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
All right, let's take a quick look at how things are looking on the roads of Cayman. In the Georgetown area, Crew Road, looking down from Jose's gas station, slow-moving traffic in the lane turning past the airport runway, and those continuing east or west. Some heading along Roberts Drive towards the airport, very light traffic along Roberts Drive. Those continuing on to Dorsey Drive, going through the industrial park area. Yeah, you'll run into some stop-and-go traffic there. North Sound Road, seen some traffic as well, leading out to the Butterfield roundabout. And some traffic coming off the Yesili Tibbetts, southward bound towards the Butterfield roundabout. And of course, the usual traffic there. Coming back to the intersection there, Bobby Thompson Way, seeing some traffic as usual, with traffic moving on to Huldah Avenue, slow moving traffic towards the C&B roundabout. And once getting past that, things should start to clear up slowly but surely. Shedden Road, seeing some light traffic coming up at Eastern Avenue. Onto North Church Street and onto West Bay Road. West Bay Road traffic spare to find as well. Seafarers Way, seeing some traffic heading north towards the West Bay Road, as expected this time of the morning. Coming from South Church Street, traffic going through Walker's Road, spare to find. Traffic going through the Windsor Park. Seems okay. Similar on Fairbanks. And traffic going through the industrial park area out to J. Bottom Drive and then out to the Yesili Tibbetts. Things are moving smoothly there. Expect the usual traffic heading northward along the Yesili Tibbetts towards the Commander Bay roundabout. And traffic seems fair to find in the West Bay area. Heading to the Eastern Districts, not much traffic as you make your way eastward bound past Savannah and Bordentown Breakers, Eastern and North Side. And light traffic in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Enjoy the commutes. Look out for pedestrians. Those on e-scooters, e-bikes, motorbikes, bicycles. Have a great day. Enjoy your commute. Enjoy the drive. And enjoy some Subway. Grab some breakfast at a Subway nearest you.
Start your year off right with Subway's Fresh Fit menu. 4 protein-packed subs with 20 grams or more protein, under 500 calories, and loaded with full servings of crisp veggies on hearty multi-grain bread. Try the grilled chicken and avocado, the ham and turkey stacker, the seasoned steak and avocado, or the turkey and ranch delight. Big flavor, plenty of protein, and fresh veggies in every bite. Fuel your day the Fresh Fit way. Only at Subway. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Join us for Mango Fest 2026 on Saturday, July 4th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the National Museum on the waterfront. Enjoy an evening of family-friendly fun with live music, local food, mango vendors, local crafts, free catboat rides, a mango peeling and eating competition, and the exciting mango dessert competition. Don't miss special mango dessert and mango cocktail demonstrations by the Hotel Indigo team. Free admission for everyone. Mango Fest 2026 is proudly sponsored by the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture, and Heritage, the Department of Tourism, Credit Union, Hotel Indigo, Catalina, Willie's Fresh Fruits and Juices, and Coriander Farms. Come celebrate Cayman's love for mangoes with us, July 4th from 5 to 8 p.m.
Did you know there are over 100 Adventist-owned businesses right here in the Cayman Islands? Adventist entrepreneurs are making a powerful impact across Cayman. Join us on Sunday, June 28th at 2 p.m. at the Lion Center, Grand Cayman for the ASI Cayman Business and Career Expo. Explore products and services, enjoy exclusive discounts, free samples, giveaways, and exciting prizes. Need a wellness check? Enjoy free health screenings and relaxing massage therapy. Thinking about your future career? Young people, students, and job seekers, whether you're looking to grow your business, plan your future, network with professionals, or simply enjoy a great community event, this is the place to be. Admission is absolutely free. The ASI Cayman Business and Career Expo. Showcase, connect, succeed. Sunday, June 28th, 2 p.m. at the Lion Center. For more information, visit asicayman.interamerica.org.
The 720 AM Weather Report, Monday through Friday, is brought to you by Credit Union, on the road to 50 years of serving our members. Visit creditunion.ky to join today.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We don't have our guests in the studio yet, but as soon as our guests are in the studio, we will switch to a commercial break to accommodate them, to have them seated in the studio as well. Meanwhile, I have received a WhatsApp message here again. Birthday greetings. Yeah, you can keep them coming whenever I get an opportunity. I will share them on air. This one is asking to send birthday greetings to my wife, Merlene Brown. Today is her birthday. Wishing her God's richest blessings, long life, coming from her husband, Kenrick, Nikki, Corey, Teroy, and Taran, and the rest of the family. So, Miss Merlene Brown, happy birthday to you. We're going to go quickly to a commercial break so that we can have our guests seated in the studio. Please stay tuned. For the Record, we'll be back shortly.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite Band-Aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Cineco's parametric insurance after hurricanes is now available for motor policies. Fixed automatic payouts cover incidental vehicle expenses like fuel, cleanup, and minor repairs. No claims, no damage required. $200 for comprehensive policies or $100 for third-party policies. Available exclusively through Cineco and included with all new motor insurance policies and upon renewal for current policies. Visit Cineco.ky today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Babe, not tonight. You keep poking me and I need to be rested for meetings tomorrow.
What? I was almost asleep. That's the mattress spring I keep telling you about, not me. We really need to get a new mattress.
Tossing and turning, back hurting, can't sleep? It might be time to turn in your old mattress and go to bed with a new one. Browse the huge mattress showroom at Brand Source Home Gallery and pick the perfect mattress today. With mattresses to suit every budget, Brand Source Home Gallery stocks a wide selection of sizes and styles like pillow top and gel memory foam. So stop tossing and turning and sleep better tonight with a new mattress from Brand Source Home Gallery, Dawson Drive, Industrial Park.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have our guests seating in the studio. We have run some commercials in advance. So our next commercial break will come at about 8:45. So we'll actually have 25 minutes to talk before we go to the commercial break. In the studio with me this morning, Leader of the Opposition, Honourable Joey Hugh, Deputy Leader, Honourable Kenneth BRYAN, and Member of Parliament, Mr. Roy Tatum. Of course, he represents the constituency of Red Bay. Gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, OC.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning, OC. It's a pleasure to be here this morning with you and the Cayman listening audience.
A pleasure to have you as well. And the first thing I'm going to do, and I know you have your agenda, but I want you to tell the people of the Cayman Islands about your recent travel abroad and what it was all about. And
all right. Thank you so much, Mr. Connor. First, I just want to send a special happy birthday to anyone out there who's having a birthday this week or since we've been on the show recently. May the good Lord bless you and continue to bless you with many, many more years to come. Yes, you were talking about the CAPAC conference, which myself, the deputy leader, as well as my colleague, Honourable Roy Tatum, traveled to Trinidad for the Caribbean Association Public Accounts Committee conference. That conference was focused on continuous improvement and amendments to the way forward of accountability and transparency to public purses across the Commonwealth. It's a training ground where different Auditor Generals, Public Accounts Committee members, trainers of how do you scrutinize and hold the government account, or the executive, should I say, to making sure that they spend and get value for money on the various different implementations of policies throughout the Commonwealth. One of the main things of the conference that we took away was that many public accounts committees do a great job with their Auditor Generals and their committees to do reports, find out recommendations of ways to improve the processes of delivering work for the people. But what ends up happening quite often is these reports and recommendations find themselves on a shelf and never get delivered. Mm-hmm. So the main part of the focus for the conference was, how do you keep the pressure on? How do you revisit and make sure that they follow through with those recommendations? So we examined ways that even penalize them with sanctions, and one country even had jail time if they didn't implement them.
Yes,
it was quite interesting on the strategies that they used. But I'll ask my colleague to chime in here a little bit.
Yeah, it was very interesting. It was a diversity of people there. People from small Pacific islands, people from the Isle of Man, Canada, of course, from across the Caribbean. And the issue of follow-up certainly was one of the main topics discussed. As a matter of fact, there was a debate between an individual who questioned whether the purpose of Public Accounts Committee should be to follow up or just deal with issues and then leave it for the government to do what the government needs to do. So that was the interesting debate, and I did see both sides of that argument. But it was extremely useful, and we did come back with several ideas to discuss with the group. And I have to say that one of the things that I came back realizing as I sat there and thinking things through was just the sheer number of our own Auditor General's reports that we do not get responses from the government on. That is going to be looked at, but that's certainly something we need to do a better job at ensuring we get responses back from government. Auditor General's report, in my view, is not complete unless you receive the response from the government. I'm just going back in my private sector career. We used to receive audit reports, and auditors will have a perspective and a point of view, but sometimes from the business end, you had reasons for needing to continue doing the things you needed to do. You could aspire to do something different, but you had reasons to do the things you needed to do at the time. And that was presented in our response to the auditors. So it's hugely important that we actually fix that going forward. And very glad to be back home though, but it was very, very interesting 2 or 3 days while we were there.
Mr. Connor, I wanted to highlight something that unfortunately I know my good colleague may not want to toot his own horn here, but he did such an amazing job with his contributions in appropriate questioning. But actually he was asked to consider putting himself forward to be on the executive committee for this regional conference. I know he's still considering it and whether he'll put himself forward.
I've said yes.
So I guess it's just a formality, and that is a big thing that the public needs to know, that a brand new member to Parliament with the vigor of questioning and the line of thinking, participating in such a regional conference, to be asked to be a part as a member of the executive tells you a lot about what we as the official opposition are doing, committed to scrutiny, accountability to the people's purse. So I want to congratulate him on that.
Well, I appreciate the congratulations. I appreciate your optimism. Thank you very much. But there will be a nomination process. I understand there will be an election at some point in the future. Once the thing is, when we were there as well, there was a new executive committee appointed, and that was when we became aware that there were other positions that may be coming due. And we'll see what happens with that. But I'm looking forward to serving in whatever capacity I can. But and it's also good. It's also good for Cayman to be involved with these forums.
So to wrap up that area, we had a great time. We worked a lot because it was a very short trip. We were there only less than I think 72 hours in total. It was 3 days. So in and out in the first day, working the next day, and then out the first thing in the morning the next morning. So we don't go around wasting time in conferences. We did a lot of networking, which was great.
Yeah.
So we had a good. We gained a lot of knowledge on behalf of the good people. So we thank the CPA, because this wasn't a partisan decision. This isn't for government or for the opposition. This is about members of the Public Accounts Committee, and you both have persons from both sides. So we brought that knowledge back. We'll share it with our colleagues. We'll be laying a report on the floor of the House as to the benefits of it in the near future. So it was a great trip. Mr. Leader, you want to?
Yes, certainly. Moving on, OC, and thank you for having us on again. I just want to say that we are continuing on with our busy schedules over here in opposition. Obviously, this week is a busy one. We have the lying in state of Mr. James Ryan tomorrow morning. We'd like to publicly express our condolences to the family and the people of Cayman Islands, in particular the people of Cayman Brac, where he was revered. So we have that in the morning tomorrow. We'll see. Thursday morning, sorry. Today is Wednesday.
Yeah.
No, tomorrow.
All day.
The thing with public holidays, you don't really get a holiday. On Tuesday, you have Monday and Tuesday together, right?
Yes.
So yes, that's tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow evening, OC, we will be continuing our listening tour. We'll talk about that a little bit more in West Bay, and that's tomorrow evening at 6:30. And then, of course, on Friday, we will have the state opening of the Parliament, which we should be having a throne speech from Her Excellency the Governor. And they'll see both of these events are important because they are ultimately about the future and direction of our country, because the throne speech gives the government an opportunity to outline its agenda, I guess, for this second year of their term. And of course, our listening tour tomorrow evening gives, just as important and more importantly, gives the opportunity for the residents in West Bay, or in fact anyone that wants to come along to the John A. Cumber Hall at 6:30 tomorrow evening, gives them an opportunity to express their feelings to us about what they feel the government should be doing, how they have reacted to the first year of the government, and that will equip us to address the throne speech and the upcoming session of the Parliament next week. And so, OC, I want to just say that, you know, one of the promises we made to the listening public was that we were going to be there for them, and we strive to adapt a form of participatory politics where we represent the people directly through their feedback, not assuming how they feel, not reading the blogs, not listening to one or two special interest groups, or not relying on data that we got prior to the election, but actually going out there, continuing to be out there, listening to people and hearing their concerns. Because as I've said before, 2013 was different from 2017. 2017 was different from 2021. 2021 was different from 2025. And in fact, 2026 is different from 2025. Prior to the elections in 2025, we weren't talking about Gulf wars and all of these sorts of things. So, you know, it's important that we continue to stay abreast of the issues that our people are facing locally. And so that is what the listening tour is about. It's about hearing directly from our people. And again, tomorrow we are continuing this listening tour in West Bay, and we want to hear specifically from the West Bay residents, or in particular from the West Bay residents, what they are experiencing and what are the issues that matter most to them. We want them to come out. It's not where we come up and just speak to them. We want to hear their concerns. We want to hear their ideas. We're looking for possible solutions, because he who knows it feels it. And they can best give us the solutions. And we believe that listening is one of the most important responsibilities of elected representatives. So we will be there in force tomorrow evening. We were there. We had a wonderful reception yesterday, handing out flyers. We apologize if the traffic got backed up a little bit. But, being a West Bayer myself, growing up in West Bay, people in West Bay like to talk, you know. They were very welcoming, and they didn't just want to receive the flyers. They didn't want to just receive the flyer. They wanted to welcome us. They wanted to talk to us a little bit. And so it was a very, very nice evening. Even though we apologize, we ran out of flyers. We had 400 and we ran out in less than 30, in about 35 minutes, I think. Yeah. And so we apologize to those we didn't get to, but we really enjoyed that. And for me, it was a little bit of a homecoming, I guess, back in my old stomping ground as a kid. So we're looking forward to hearing from the residents of West Bay in particular. Those along the entire island is obviously invited, but we're holding this one in West Bay. And OC, most importantly, this morning, I should say, that the decision to have this one in West Bay came out of two requests here on this show, saying that they wanted us in West Bay next. So we ran a poll on social media, and the poll came back unanimous that they wanted us in West Bay. So we are going to be in West Bay tomorrow evening, so we hope that all those persons who voted and those who requested that we come to West Bay come out tomorrow evening and share with us their concerns, their thoughts on topics such as the cost of living. I know people with small businesses are struggling adapting to the new regimes that are out there. We want to talk about housing, or we want to hear about housing. We want to hear about potential increases in health insurance and insurance costs across the board, and all other topics of concern, OC. That is what this is about. The tour is about us hearing concerns from the residents of the country firsthand. And so we look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow evening, because OC, we wholeheartedly believe that good representation starts with listening, and that is why we specifically branded this as the listening tour, because we are not coming with all the answers. We're coming to hear directly from the people what their issues are, and then we're going to work towards those solutions.
And the venue again for tomorrow night?
It's at the John A. Cumber Primary School Hall, 6:30 tomorrow evening, and we will be there.
Okay.
Mr. Connor, before we run to the break, I think it's
still have about 10 minutes before we go there.
Perfect. As you know, this Monday was a holiday, and there were some awards given out. And I want to take this opportunity to first highlight our former leader's wife and partner in life, Miss Glenda McTaggart, for her award that she received from her major contribution to educational opportunities for Caymanians. Miss Glenda is an amazing, sweet-hearted lady who have helped so many young Caymanians reach their educational dreams and support taking them off to school during the summer, finding them in a university, putting them in work experience programs that some of the professionals you may see today, you don't know her hands have touched. So we want to congratulate her
She
for
really
her.
is like a second mother to them.
Like a silent mother, and I can tell you that personally.
University mother.
The other three persons, Detective Superintendent Peter Lansdowne, for his commitment to keeping Cayman safe, and we congratulate him. The sustainability advocate, Miss Melanie Carmichael, and you can never question her commitment to protecting the environment. We congratulate her. Sometimes we may not always be on the same page, but I can tell you this, I feel comfortable knowing when she's at the helm for protection in respect to our environment, because she is committed herself and her association. So we congratulate her as well. Last and certainly not least.
Don't forget to say Georgetown North constituent.
The Georgetown North constituent, Miss Melanie Carmichael.
No, this one coming up.
Oh, this one coming up?
Yes.
All right. The Honorable Deputy Governor, Franz Manderson. He got his MBE.
Yes.
And I honestly am so honored that I was here as a part of history. All of us were there to witness that. What a collection of decades of service to the people. And I couldn't think of somebody more deserving of that award. And we in the official opposition were honored to take a picture with him and congratulate him. As you know, this is his last couple of days coming down now, and I kind of starting to feel sad, to be honest. And I try to hold that in, but we're going to be giving our contribution on Friday. Each member of Parliament will have 5 minutes for the final time while he's in the hallowed halls of Parliament as a member of Parliament. Unless otherwise, I'll leave that there. But as the Deputy Governor, so we look forward to giving our contribution there. There was somebody that I missed.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll
take
that
this
to
one
you.
if you want.
Yes.
Finally, my Georgetown North constituent, and that is Miss Corinne Glasgow.
Oh, yes.
Obviously, her years of commitment to this country. It really was, that was out of all of the awards on at the parade. We oftentimes we see people, we see them all the time. We know what they do because they're in the press all the time and stuff. But Miss Corinne was one of those, where she's not out there front facing, and just to see someone who quietly goes about doing what she does, and all the years that she committed to the country through different avenues in civil service and otherwise, to see her recognized, and I, we were sitting across from them, and I was there watching her when her name was read out, and I just felt, it was a very moving moment, because again, she's not one of those who are loud out there and saying, look what I do and all. Not that the others are, but she really is just a quiet person in the background that deserved this 100%.
Yeah,
so
I was actually
congratulate her.
I was actually surprised that she wasn't granted a higher honor.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Badge of honor, which is more a local honor as opposed to a MBE or a OBE
or CBE.
Well. And she, was
even just
one
service.
one of the very influential and effective female civil servant, woman in the civil service as well.
Very important.
Not to mention her contributions to the Civil Service Association Credit Union, the credit union, you know, as well. I really was surprised. But again,
many years.
What we have to bear in mind is that these the governor's office does put out those notifications early, and it is our obligation to, our responsibility to nominate people for these awards. And if we don't do that, then, you know,
very true.
The complaints that I'm making now, you know, really don't carry much weight if I don't get out there and put, you know, the name forward and nominate them for MB or OB as well.
Well, I'll say this. As far as I saw, and I had a good conversation with her on Monday, Miss Glasgow is still strong and well-being, and may the good Lord continue to bless her. And it's not over yet. I'll leave it there in that respect, because I think there's a lot more recognition that is deserving. But before we quickly go to the break, let me confirm or amend and correct something I said earlier in respect to the Honorable Franz Manderson. I said that MBE, he's actually being awarded the CBE, which is a little bit different. It's the Commander of the Most Excellent Order, which was established by the British Empire back in 1917 by King George IV. The purpose of this award is for notable achievements in various fields, including public service, arts, and science. And the eligibility of the member is the honor is typically conferred upon individuals who have held a prominent national role or made a distinguished contribution in the area of their expertise. And I cannot say, no one can say that he has not fit that role. So again, on behalf of the official opposition, on behalf of Georgetown Central, I want to say congratulations to him. But one more thing, congratulations to his wife, because it was her strength that kept him when he was frustrated every single day, dealing with people like me in politics and all the other ones and the civil service every day, that kept him strong. Because sometimes we forget the partners of the leaders in our country, and that they are the foundation for each person. So while we congratulate him, we want to welcome a strong Georgetown woman, the Honorable Miss Gloria Macfield-Nixon, who is coming into the post. Yes. Another person that we are very excited to work with. So I'll wrap it up there, but some awards that were well-deserved, and we congratulate them on behalf
How was
of
the
people.
turnout?
It was good. It was good. The normal crowd. It was a bit hot. They put my leader in a spot to get him a tan. So the sun was there, and Roy.
I haven't gotten my voice back yet. I was soaking wet, OC, and being one of those who strive to be on time, and when people send you emails at 10 o'clock the night before saying make sure you're there at 7:15 a.m. I was right there at 7:15 a.m. I think myself and the speaker were the only two people there. Yeah. And woof, I was soaking
my
wet.
plan was to be there for 7:15. I heard it wasn't starting till 8.
The last one I
got here at 7:30.
Last one I attended was at Mr. Charles Clifford. Yeah. He was actually being awarded the MBE, and I was one of his sponsors.
Brilliant.
You know, to ask me to be.
Well, with that being said, Mr. Corner, just because I know the listening audience wants to know a variety of things we're going to be saying, because I heard Graham this morning say, I hope I'm not saying the same thing over and over again. So I'll inform him that when we come back from the break, we'll be talking about the upcoming Parliament that starts on Friday, and some significant things that we were expecting to happen in Parliament this sitting that unfortunately will not be. And the Local Controls Amendment Bill, the LCCL law, which was something exciting. I'll tell you about that when we get back from the break. But unfortunately, there's some disappointments that are happening, and we'll talk about it after the break and all the other things that we expect to have in the Parliament discussion when we get back.
But repetition is working then.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so folks, before we go to the commercial break, we have been asked to send blessed birthday greetings to Mr. Elwood Borden, and those birthday greetings are coming from his son, Robert. So, Mr. Elwood Borden, happy birthday. As well. With that, folks, we're going to take a commercial break. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Let's raise a glass for the dads. This Father's Day, join Mykonos Steak Club for the Clico Brunch, Sunday, June 21st from 11:30 a.m. Celebrate Dad with indulgent brunch favorites, signature specialties, premium drinks, free-flowing Veuve Clico, and the vibrant atmosphere Mykonos is known for. Enjoy the sounds of a live DJ and saxophone player as you toast to Dad, Grandpa, or the father figure who deserves it all. Packages start at just $75 CI per person. Call 623-5555 to reserve your table today for the Father's Day Clico Brunch at Mykonos Steak Club.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're returning to our guests, Mr. Roy Tatum, Member of Parliament, Deputy Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Kenneth Bryan, and Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Joe Hugh. Gentlemen, back over to you.
Thank you, OC. OC, when before we got into the congratulatory messages, etc., we were talking about the upcoming session of Parliament. So just so persons know what's happening, on Friday morning we will have a state opening, and usually at the state openings we receive a throne speech from Her Excellency the Governor. The throne speech can often give you an indication of where the UK thoughts are as far as any issues they may be having or concerns they may be having about the Cayman Islands or even regionally, or perhaps things they're happy about. I suspect we'll hear more about financial services and other things, as there's no other real major concerns at the moment. But generally they will also, the throne speech, the Governor will also touch on some of the local issues that they may feel needs addressing, or may even sometimes give some insight into what the government is doing to address those issues. And one would believe, I mean, the challenges that we are hearing out there thus far is that, you know, people are concerned about the cost of living pressures, housing availability and affordability is obviously another one. Healthcare affordability has really risen to the forefront recently. Economic opportunity, education and workforce development has obviously been a very topical issue. And, you know, from certain sectors, we are hearing concerns about public sector efficiency and accountability. And so those are the sorts of things we expect to hear through the throne speech. And then the House will be suspended, the standing orders will be suspended for us to come back on Tuesday morning to debate the throne speech, should there need any real issues there to debate. But we will do that on Tuesday morning and then move into the government business on Tuesday, Wednesday. And if not completed on Wednesday, then Thursday is usually the what we used to call it Opposition Day, but most recently it is called Private Members Day. and for my first term, we always referred to it as Opposition Day, and then in the second term, the Honourable McKeever Bush was sitting in the back bench of the government. He was bringing just as many private member motions as we were in opposition. So we then learned that it is really Private Members Day, and private member motions can come from either the back bench of the government or from the opposition side. So we expect at least 2 to 3 full days of activities down at the Parliament, and we certainly have been waiting for this opportunity and looking forward to the sitting of the House. We have 7?
No, we have 9 total. 10
from us?
9 from us and 10 in total, 1 from the other member of opposition.
So nine private member motions from the official opposition, and then there's 1 private member motion from the Honourable Dwayne's, or the member, the member from Bodden Town West, Mr. Chris Saunders. So it should be an eventful week. I know my deputy will speak to some concerns he have, which I'm sure you're going to enjoy this, because it's about protocol, it's about standing orders, it's about those sorts of things, and he'll get into that a little bit later, because we feel, OC, that not when we come on this show weekly, we're not just here to tell people what we think about this or that, or to scream and complain and that sort of thing. Our goal here is to be as informative as possible and as educational as possible. So we like to believe that when we come on, we like to dig into the issues and break it down for people so that they can understand and explain what we are trying to do and why we're doing that. But also, we spend a lot of time talking about parliamentary procedure and how government works, because we feel that a lot of people don't quite understand. They don't understand the difference between backbench of government and opposition, and what is a cabinet member versus just a regular member, and those sorts of things. So my deputy will get into that. But we certainly can move straight into some of the private member motions that we will be bringing on Wednesday or Thursday of next week. We're scheduled for Thursday.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. It's an interesting point that you were highlighting about the fact that Opposition Day is not just for opposition, but for backbench, for private members, meaning if you're not in cabinet. An interesting point with the new standing orders that just recently came out or been acknowledged is the fact that members who are parliamentary secretaries, which all 3 members of the government's backbenchers are parliamentary secretaries, and as a result of being parliamentary secretaries, cannot bring a motion themselves, which is quite disappointing. I think it's something that we should probably reconsider within the standing orders, because they don't have an independent voice anymore, because they technically can act as a minister during some sittings of the House, or when the House is even not sitting, because if Mr. Bush was a parliamentary secretary at the time he was bringing those motions, he wouldn't have been allowed to do so. In respect, well, they didn't definitely follow the standard, but remember, these standard orders are brand new.
Yeah, I was going to say that I recall at the first CPA conference that I attended, I think that was in the Bahamas last year, that there was a very wizened leader from, I'm trying to remember the Caribbean, I can't recall at the moment, but he was a speaker who complained about because it wasn't something I appreciated before until he said it. He complained about the habit, that's probably not the right word, but the fact that across the Caribbean, more governments were including more and more of their backbench within the government structure. And his concern was that did exactly what you just said. It stopped them from having an independent voice, because in many parliaments, government not only faces criticism from across the aisle, but also faces criticism
from their own members
on the backbench. And if you're tied into the caucus, and I have to say we were as guilty as anybody of doing that, but you really appreciate, and I think Jamaica has a similar thing at the moment. I think almost every single individual within elected on the government benches is included within the cabinet or within the government in some format. So you lose that ability for your own backbench members to actually openly criticize, or even, as you just said, under new standing orders, offer private members' motions.
Yeah.
So it's not just something you're noticing here. Something I've heard said in other parts of the Caribbean.
It is something concerning because there seems to be a reduction in of accountability of in-own party members. If you look in the UK and even the US, members of the Republic Party will vote against their own party on matters that they think about, and vice versa in the United States. This strategy of drawing them into the executive in some capacity forces them to be quiet, and it's not good for transparency and accountability. But it's a political strategy, one upon which I don't think we're going to bore the good people of the country with, because that's the politics behind the scenes. Mr. Connor, as I said to you, there are some motions. We spoke a lot about those motions over the last 3 weeks. So I'm not going to do what Graham said us to do, is repeat. I will, in the closing, if there's time, repeat what the heading of those ones are. But the first three, which is important to say, is the financial assistance amendment bill, allowing for household thresholds to be increased. The one by the Honourable Deputy Speaker, increasing the personal duty-free waiver for returning residents at the airport from 500 to 800. And another very important one, which is done by my Honourable Member here, Roy TATUM from Red Bay, a motion to advance the implementation of the Residential Tenancy Act. And that is a very topical one. So at the very least, those three will be heard in this sitting, and I can discuss the other ones.
And just to say, that last one, this is the first time we're actually mentioning it, because it wasn't, I hadn't filed it and it hadn't been approved as yet by the Speaker.
So you want to take the opportunity to discuss
Yeah,
that
I
one
will.
now?
I'll just mention what so it's a motion to advance implementation of the Residential Tenancies Act. I'll skip the whereases and just jump to the resolve clauses. Be therefore resolved that the government considers undertaking a formal review of the Residential Tenancies Act and any related draft regulations for the purpose of identifying any amendments necessary to reflect current housing conditions, modern standards, and best practices. And be it further resolved that the government considers bringing to this Honourable House by January 31st, 2027, any legislation or amendments considered necessary to facilitate the commencement and implementation of the Residential Tenancies Act. This act was passed in 2009. It wasn't brought into. It was supposed to be brought into force at a date to be decided by the cabinet. But if you recall, 2009, we had the full brunt then of the recession started. I think 2008. Hitting came on, and that caused there was 3,000 odd people who left. The government finances were in a bad state. The economy was in a bad state. The economy shrunk. Housing stock increased. So the pressures around housing decreased. So the point I'm making is that I think the pressure was off of bringing this into force. Not only that, but there were other matters that the government had to focus on. So this has sat on a shelf, and it's now time for us to actually look at bringing it in force, make whatever changes we made.
It's certainly one of the key issues that we have been hearing from persons on the listening tour and otherwise is concerns and the needs for that. And you hear it from both sides. You hear it from the tenants and you hear it from the landlords.
Yeah, I was about to say that it addresses concerns of tenants as well as renters.
Now, one of the big concerns is that the rental rates, and I think a lot of people's expectation is their expectations are that this legislation, any legislation, will help to govern how rate increases are considered. And can you say whether or not something like that would be addressed?
The existing 2009 law and also the report from the Law Reforms Commission, the Law Reforms Commission report did state in it that they were not looking at any kind of rent control. And the law that was put forward in 2009 also does not include rent control. What it does include, though, is a body, a commission, I forget the exact name of it, but a commission to look at disputes between landlords and tenants. So, but it is up to the government. The request is for the government to look at the 2009 law, see what changes it needs to make, that needs to be made to it, and then to bring forward something that's suitable for 2026 and beyond. So 2009 is there. We need to see what we need for this year.
Okay, gentlemen, we're going to go to our headline news. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Covering Little Cayman, Kim and Bragg.
Cover me. Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
The Water Authority has a planned leak assessment for today for areas of Georgetown that will affect customers between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. This includes Melody Lane, Rhythm Lane, Music Close, Cornwood Lane, Cranbrook Drive, Harmony Lane, Ella Ray Gardens, Birchwood Road, and Cornwall Lane. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump has warned that the Iran deal set to be formally signed on Friday in Switzerland is, quote, not final. He says the U.S. could resume attacks if the agreement, quote, doesn't work out. The deal between the U.S. and Iran has not been revealed. The BBC correspondent says it's reported to include the lifting of oil sanctions on Iran. The U.S. president was speaking during the final day of the G7 summit in France. Earlier, G7 leaders called for a, quote, robust agreement to follow the Iran deal. And authorities in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo are searching for a 6-year-old Ebola patient and her mother after armed men stormed the hospital where they were being treated. Local health officials say the child was taken from the hospital by, quote, very angry men with knives. It's unclear whether the men were known to the child, but suspicion and fear surrounding Ebola treatment centers have been rife during the current outbreak. Ebola treatment facilities have come under attack multiple times during the ongoing outbreak, in which almost 200 deaths and 840 cases have been confirmed. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Your Cayman Islands Health Services Authority has been the national healthcare provider of the Cayman Islands for many generations. We have elevated our level of care to ensure you, our patients, have the best possible experience. We offer better access to care close to home with the most locations on all 3 islands, delivering a full range of primary, secondary, tertiary, and emergency care. HSA is a JCI accredited organization, and we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. For those of you who are just joining us in the studio with me this morning, Member of Parliament, Mr. Roy Tatum, Deputy Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Kenneth BRYAN, and Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Joey Hugh. Mr. Hugh, mic is yours.
Yeah, thank you, OC. As I said to you before the show started, I unfortunately have to run off this morning. I have a packed schedule, not only this morning, but for the full week. But just to give my final thoughts on the upcoming session of Parliament as we look forward to the throne speech and the debate on that. But this is the second sitting of the year.
No, first sitting of this new.
Yes, but how many times have we been to Parliament this year?
Once.
Once before. and we're going into the July and August break. So this will be, because we have not received any other notice, this will be the last, the only other sitting for the year thus far. So we had one previous one, which was a couple of days, and then this one, and we were. I mean, when you look at the order papers, and when you look at the agenda for this Parliament, it is heavily weighed on the opposition side, with 9 motions coming from the official opposition, and 1 from the member from Bodden Town West. We have a stack of reports, and apparently more reports are coming. And these reports, sometimes you wonder if the government would even come to Parliament these days if they didn't have to present these reports, because all we see from the government is one amendment to the Status of Children Amendment Bill, which seems to be a cleaning up exercise, introducing a term, the child, in there. But other than that, there's nothing. They filed an LCCL amendment, which it didn't meet the time requirement to make this sitting of the House, because we won't be there long enough for that. But also, I have a feeling that once they publish that, the feedback they got probably gave them pause, and they may want to make some amendments to that. But it really shows, OC, what it says to me, what it says to us, and what the general public should recognize is that over 1 year in, we are 14 months in. We've only sat twice we'll be sitting twice for the year, and the government is bringing one piece of legislation, and it's just a simple amendment to an act. So, and then you have an opposition bringing 9 motions, and one or 10 motions come in totality.
Several questions
from the opposition, and several questions, and so and the bill. And the bill, yeah. What it says to me is that the government continues to struggle to have consensus on the issues that they're facing. There are many, many issues. We hear about these promises. We hear about these studies. We hear there's supposed to be 3 or 4 parliamentary committees addressing major issues such as health insurance, issues such as fuel. I mean, it just continues where people are crying out for change in these areas. And 14 months in, here we are at Parliament, the last sitting before the summer, so we won't be back again until September, and we have one simple amendment coming from the government. It really baffles me. I really thought we were going to be in Parliament for at least a week and a half at this stage in their term. But needless to say, we will be there. We will be bringing some wonderful private member motions that we feel will impact our people, the average person on the street, our small businesses, and the country as a whole. So we're looking forward to that. We're asking everyone to tune in next week, and if you are hearing and know when we go through the different topics here, what helps us out as well is if you reach out to your MPs. If your MPs in the government, reach out to them and say, I hope you guys don't play politics now, because what the opposition is bringing, will help us. And so if you believe in what we're bringing, and your MP is a member of the government, reach out to them and say to them, listen, these guys are bringing something good. Don't play politics with it. I hope you're going to support it. Because we really believe that the motions that we are bringing are motions that are driven from what we have heard from the people as we go out there on our listening tour and otherwise. So, OC, I do have to leave, and before I leave, though, I want to say a very special happy birthday to Mrs. Clarice Clark, who will be, and I don't want to say, but she's approaching 100, OC, and she's as strong and witty as ever, from Webb Road. And I just want to say a very happy birthday to her. I will obviously go by and say it in person, but I wanted to say to anyone who knows Miss Clarice, her birthday is on Saturday. Pop in and wish her a happy birthday.
Okay. Before you go to, my question and observation would be in relation to the concerns that have been raised about the government and the lack of meetings of Parliament and any meaningful legislation other than immigration legislation and some other patchwork legislation being put. Now, as part of a coalition government before, that was PPM-led coalition, you as the current leader and your deputy as part of a coalition government as well, what are some of the nuances that you would have experienced that would probably explain some of the issues that the current government may or may not be having?
Well, see, I am going to be late for my constituency meeting that I have, my meeting with a couple of constituents here in a little bit, but that was just too juicy of a question for me to leave.
That's a good segue.
I want to apologize to them that I'm going to be late. But, I'm going to lead by saying that, as a new parliamentarian, when we entered into a coalition government with the UDP, they changed their name at the time.
CDP?
CDP, Command Democratic Party. I think it was a little bit different because both of us had manifestos. One PPM manifesto, CDP manifesto, and also when we had a coalition with the C4C. On that occasion, what we did was we just merged the manifestos. And that was a part of the coalition. We sat down, we looked at it and said, okay, we have all these things in common. We have these couple of gray areas. Let's work through that. And then we created a new manifesto. Okay. We created a new roadmap. Most importantly for me, I believe, it's a roadmap that the people can follow, but it's also a roadmap that the civil service can develop their policies based around that roadmap. And so everybody's on the same page. When the difference between when you receive a document from the civil service or from a ministry, and that document says that it meets the government's key what's the phrase ago? Key objectives of their manifesto point, page 6.7. You can say, oh gosh, the civil service went in, read what we said, and turned it into an actionable item. And so that was my experience with the two coalition governments that we had. It was a coalition with generally with two other groups versus a bunch of independents. I know Mr. Tatum was very much involved in.
Yeah, very much involved. But could I just add this as well? So you're absolutely right. The other thing that made it different was that on the big issues,
there was agreement.
There was no huge valleys between.
No, they were very similar.
So that was also important. So you had a coalition. We had a coalition of opposites in politics, but on many things we had a similar view and a similar mindset. That made it possible to work together, right, and to work together cohesively. And we tweaks here and there, but we were able to continue the work that we were doing, and I think that was very, very good for the country.
Can I add one little specific point? If you remember, it was a PPM-led administration, and that just the fact that it says PPM-led made a difference because the PPM had the majority, and you had a different kind of leader. You say what you want about Sir Alan McLaughlin. He was a different cat compared to the Honourable Andre Ebanks or the Honourable former Premier Wayne Panton. He's more astute, been in politics longer, understands how to maneuver and keep a government together. He talked about that many times. When you have newbies taking up such a significant role, I'm not suggesting that the current Premier can't do that and his government is going to fall or anything like that. I'm suggesting that it's a hard job. And his circumstances are totally different, as we can see with this summit with the CPA and the NCC, that they are in divide on a fundamental thing that is affecting this country. The progressive-led coalitions never had that significance to deal with. So I think that would be one of the major factors, in my opinion, the contribution and the point that the Honourable Roy Tatum just made is that if the groups that had more in common had joined together, I don't think it would have been such a struggle. I think that you actually have polar opposites currently on the opposite side with certain matters.
I was on that last point that you made. Just recently, somebody said to me, and I had to agree with them, that under now the McLaughlin administration, there would never be two government departments suing each other.
No, that wouldn't happen.
That would not have happened.
That's for sure.
Whatever differences there were would have been sorted out. You wouldn't have two government departments suing each other. I'll leave it at that.
And I can say that what we saw last year when we should have had the SBS is having the governor come in and basically outlining in not a throne speech, but she basically outlined what in a welcome remarks in the opening of the Parliament outlined what the government plans were, and then no response, and we didn't hear it from the Premier or anyone else on the government benches. Mm-hmm. I can also say that would never have happened, but times are changing. Every day I go to Parliament, it just seems like it's changing completely. OC.
Hopefully we'll hear from the Premier after the governor and the throne speech.
That's my expectation, to be quite frank. That's my expectation.
Interesting times, I'll say that.
Okay, I'm going to have to excuse myself.
Final comments before you leave?
Yeah. No, just thank you, and I'll leave you here, OC, in really good company with my able deputy and Mr. Tatum. And just to say to everyone, make sure you tune in next week during Parliament, and I'd like to wish all of the fathers in the Cayman Islands a very happy Father's Day on Sunday, and in particular the fathers and the individual caretakers who are father and mother. A very happy Father's Day when it comes in Sunday. And what is left for me to say is I would like to invite everyone on the island, but in particular the people of West Bay. You have asked us to come down. I was called out on the show a couple of weeks ago that I am half West Bay, so
there you go.
That I am a West Bay, so it'd be more like me coming home. So we've heard from you, we've listened to you, that you wanted to see us, and so we will be there tomorrow evening at the hall at the West Bay Primary School at 6:30. So we're inviting all of you in West Bay in particular to come out and talk to us. We want to hear your voice. We want to hear what your concerns are, so that we can properly represent you. We are not elected from West Bay, but we represent the entire Cayman Islands, and we want to hear what your concerns are, what your issues are. So please come out and see us tomorrow evening at 6:30 at the John A. Cumber Hall in West Bay.
Okay, with that, we're going to take a commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
She hear clunk and our car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN money transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Quick business trips, or easy connections across Latin America. And if Jamaica is on your summer wish list, seasonal summer flights to Montego Bay are also available. Call Cayman Airways on 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com. See you on board our Friday flights to Panama this summer.
The
Passport and Corporate Services Office is urging all residents to verify the validity of their travel documents and take steps to protect them ahead of the hurricane season, which starts the 1st of June. Residents are advised to check passport expiry date, verify entry requirements for their destination, apply for or renew passports and visas early, and make copies of passports and key documents and store them in waterproof containers. For more information, call 345-649-7678 or email passportandcorporate@gov.ky.
Sunday coming is Father's Day, so make plans now to tune in to Breeze Radio 7 p.m. Saturday for your Yesteryear Musical Special Father's Day edition. Music in honor of Father. It will be wonderful. Your Yesteryear Musical Saturday evenings at 7 o'clock on Breeze Radio. Entertaining, enlightening, and inspirational. Topical with CI cultural and heritage flashbacks and the wonderful music of yesteryear, from the Thomas Edison era to the recent past. Your Yesteryear Musical, Saturdays at 7 p.m. on Breeze Radio, 105.3 FM in Grand Cayman and 91.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Be listening, history is always echoing. On your Yesteryear Musical on Saturday evenings at 7 o'clock on Breeze Radio.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. The leader of the opposition has left us, so we now have the deputy leader and Member of Parliament in the studio with us, Mr. Roy Tatum and Honourable Kenneth BRYAN. One of our listeners has written and said, good morning, Mr. Connor and your guests. I'd like to suggest that we'd like to hear from the parliamentarians sometimes, as it is a good opportunity to hear directly from them and asking questions from themselves. It's a learning experience for us all. Thank you. So,
all right, well, thank you to the author of that text. And
thanks for that. I appreciate it.
We appreciate it, and we hope to get more points and concerns tomorrow night in West Bay when we're having a listening tour. And we're happy to deal with questions there as well. There's been a significant amount of people, particularly small businesses, have been asking for someone to give them audience. That's why we put on the agenda of this meeting listening tour tomorrow night at 6:30 in West Bay at the primary school hall. So for persons who are particularly having concerns about small business, we want to hear from you so we can represent you in the upcoming Parliament meeting.
Concerns on
it's significant. Mr. Connor, while we're talking about our listening tour, we just launched on the website the poll for where to have the next meeting. You recall that when we were on here, we had our last one in Red Bay, and then we came on the radio station here.
On Facebook?
We did it on Facebook, letting everybody know that if you want us to come to your area, your town, to let us know. We're doing the same thing again this afternoon or this morning. So the poll for the next listening tour is now live on Facebook and on Instagram. And the options include whether we should have one in Savannah or in the heart of Borden town or in Cayman Brac. Those are the three options for now. And if you would like us to come sit in your constituency, hear the concerns you have in those areas, and for us to come and advocate on your behalf in Parliament with the necessary applied pressure or working together with the government to get it done, whatever it takes, we want to solve those problems. That's what the listening tour is about. It's about hearing the issues and finding a solution. So if you want us to come in one of those areas, get on the Facebook page for the Progressives or the Instagram page, and you can find us there, and you'll find a poll there. So it's Borden Town, Savannah, or Cayman Brac. Our intention is to get to all parts of Cayman over time. So this is our third one now, and we're going to have at least about 4 more stops, hopefully before the end of the year, even though we have a summer break. Mr. Connor, quickly, can I just highlight a very important announcement for both of our primary schools. I'll do GT and you can do Red Bay. So we want to send a big congratulations out to the Marie Martin Primary School, better known as the Georgetown Primary School graduation, which is tomorrow. I want to send a special congratulations to all of those kids who are, starting that journey of excitement into big school. Going into high school in September.
Well, the short plans putting on a long plan.
Yeah, a lot to be excited about. I even myself remember that day.
Yes.
We in the People's Progressive Movement and all members of Parliament are really proud of you guys. And I hope the parents who are listening, if you have a grandchild, a child, a niece or a nephew who's there, record this for them, because sometimes when they hear from their leaders, the people that they see in their classrooms, because they had the little picture board of all the MPs, they feel a level of excitement and that somebody's popular, even though we're just average people, But I want to say to each and every one of those students, we are so proud of you. All of us in Parliament are proud of you. You are our next generation of leaders, and we want you to do well, keep committed, because when we retire, you're going to take over the country and you're going to lead us into a positive direction. So we're proud of you. Good luck in your graduation. Have fun in summer, because when you get to big school, you're going to have a lot more work to do. But God bless you and the Progressives and all members of Parliament. That includes your Premier, all your ministers, the Leader of Opposition, and all members and the Speaker. We're all proud of you.
And I'll join in with that, OC. There's nothing I enjoy more in this job than the graduation ceremonies. Even though sometimes you had a full day and you're tired as heck, and you feel like missing one. No, I make sure I go, because when I go, if I'm tired when I'm leaving here, I am smiling and I feel so good to see how fantastic our young people are doing. And Red Bay Primers graduation. There's a few other schools in there, but I don't have their graduation dates yet. But certainly Red Bay Primers is next week, Thursday. I'll be in Parliament on Wednesday, so it's unlikely that we'll be here. Parliament will be starting fairly early, and we typically plan for it. So unlikely we'll be here next Wednesday. So I'll say today, this again, congrats to all the youngsters, to the parents, and just want to wish all the kids well. And I'm looking forward to being there with them. Hopefully I'll be able to be there with them and spend some time at the graduation next week, Thursday.
How do those commencement speakers, how do they do these days? Because many moons ago, I'm not sure whether or not the person was actually the acting governor at the time, or may have been the leader of government business, but they also had a member of staff who prepared a speech, and it was long, it was overbearing, it was talking over the head of the students there, and people complained about it, and I'm still talking about it now, so it is still in someone's memory, as well. So we hope and we trust that we don't get those types of commencement speakers for those younger kids.
The keynote speakers. Well, those are normally selected by the school along with the Parents Association, and it's really up to the keynote speaker to kind of remember you're speaking to kids that are aged 10 and below, or 11 at the oldest. And if you're doing something that is made for 16-year-olds above, then it's on you as a keynote speaker, and then you won't be memorable. That's why sometimes I kind of be goofy and a bit childish, but still being there with a principle that they can remember. Because if you're not memorable, they're not going to follow your instruction about staying positive, staying committed. You got to speak in their terms. So you have a good point. Yeah. I just don't think it's a point upon which when you're asking somebody to be a keynote speaker and deliver that maybe the schools can remind them, please speak at this level, not over the top.
The schools should be considering that when they're choosing, right? So but the one that I went to last year was a former student, and it was really enjoyable to see her get up on the stage and speak to the youngsters and say, I was there not that long ago, and she knew all the things to say. She reminded them about their motto and the school song, and what I found was memorable for me was that the school song was actually written by a teacher many years ago who is still there. So it's it's important to make sure that the person speaking can speak to the kids, because that's who they're speaking to, not so much the parents, but the kids.
Okay, let's take the commercial break, folks. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
That was
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
This is Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands. For 50 years, we have been broadcasting from downtown Georgetown on Grand Cayman in the Cayman Islands, 89.9 FM and 93.9 FM. We are a Caymanian legacy to be treasured. Don't touch that dial.
With Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're going to return to the conversation with the Deputy Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Kenneth BRYAN, and Member of Parliament, Mr. Roy Tatum. Gentlemen.
Mr. Connor, we only have 29 minutes left and a lot more to say. So we're going to say we want to open up the phone lines to persons. We think we can take about 3 or 4 calls, hopefully not much more than that, because we need enough time to respond to them. But to say that there has been a number of things coming into us of concern. The cost of living continues to be the main one. Like I got a message this morning saying, "Good morning, I'm listening to you all. What about people getting pension? $1,500, we can't live on that. Rent, light, water, food. Thank you for the, thank God for Cynical Insurance. Thank you for discussing this. Have a blessed day." And another comment, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to find that now. But the bottom line is there's a number of people who are talking about the cost of living and whether the government is going to do things to assist them. And I want persons to know that we'll be talking a lot about that in this first motion that talks about amendments to the financial assistance regulations, where government has the ability and the authority under law to help people financially. So we'll be talking about that there. The other one that is a very topical matter, which is the one the Honourable Leader, Joey Hugh, will be bringing forward, which is the motion for fair compensation and establish a statutory timelines for compulsory land acquisition. What is that about? This has to do with, very often lands and NRA will go in and say, we're doing this road here, and they take your land compulsory, and they don't pay you for 10 years. I have a constituent right now who is retired from government. They took her land from her, haven't paid her a red cent yet.
And I really thought that kind of stuff was behind us.
I really did too, but because of the old
Obviously
system,
not.
because of the old way the law was written, they can only give you the money upon which the Gazette, at the time of the Gazette. This road was gazetted, I think, like 20 years ago. And they want to pay her the value of the land of 20 years ago in Georgetown. She goes, I'm not doing that. Yeah. So there's this dispute of what to be paid, and then they never deal with it. And in this case, I have a retired old lady who has no money coming in at all. Her pension is paying off some old debts, and she hasn't had 1 red cent. But the government took a piece of land from her that could have been her golden year retirement. But now, rather than her enjoying her retirement, she's worried sick. You know what she told me yesterday? And you know her. I can't say her name on the radio. She said, Kenneth, I'm worried that this thing going to take me home to God.
Yeah.
Because she's so stressed out about it. And this is disgusting, and we're going to be talking about it because the rules upon which you take people's property and don't pay them for it is way beyond legality, in my humble opinion. I told her, even if I have to pay out of my own salary for you to get a lawyer to represent you, the government is going to pay you for your fairness and your respect.
And the irony of that is that the owner of the red spot property has the financial wherewithal to challenge government, but this lady now doesn't have that,
penny.
To mount a challenge.
What they've done by not paying her, if that Gazette had paid her when at the time, she would have had ability. She lost that ability to invest that into something.
Exactly. Loss of revenue.
So she has lost an increase in value over time in any event.
Yep. We have 2 callers on hold. We want to go to the phone lines now. Okay, folks, let's go to the phone lines. Caller, you heard Deputy Leader point out the fact that he wants to have sufficient time also to respond to your questions or comments. So we're going to ask each of you to please be as succinct, as brief as possible. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, O.C. Morning. Kenneth. Morning. Tatum, how you doing?
Good, man. You all right?
Good morning, big brother.
Oh, yeah, I'm all right. I get ready to smoke some ganja. Praise the Lord.
If you're not right now, you might be all right in 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, I'll be all right when it, speaking the lesbian and I'm doing a job. Listen to me now. You know, when it comes to the voting public of the Cayman Islands, I think that this is my opinion. It is not a humble opinion, yeah? The Honorable Alden McLaughlin, a man that I respect, okay? He was the man under his leadership, and that was when we passed the vote for the premier of the islands and the district council. And Senor Alden was there 8 years, the only ruling government for the last 30 years that done 2 consecutive back to back. The minimum wage did not move, not an inch. The council, advisor council, they set that in a fish pot, they drowned that. Now, the people voted for that, but you see what happened to Caymanian voters, I say they're too humble and kind. Now, here we are again. 19 members is there. 19, you know, it's not just Andre now. We have 19 people that was voted in this last election. As far as I know, 19, and they're still there. And the PPM government, all of you guys that gotten, all of you collectively did not get 10,385 votes. Count them. Did not get it. You didn't get enough, as much votes as the lottery either. But Andre and them, the group that there, none of them got that much votes either. But why it is that the ganja people are still wearing ankle bracelet for a little bit of ganja, we still being prosecuted for it, and nobody is saying anything. The silence is deafening. It is deafening. And I got to tell you something now. I'm speaking to all 19 members of parliament. And Mr. Bryan, you are the opposition now, and Mr. Joey, on pounding the government on every angle of love, but I don't hear nothing about the weed. Now, I can guarantee you, Mr. Bryan, and this is guaranteed, this is money in the bank, because you were the former minister of tourism, and you were pounding for the port. If the port had got that much votes, even said that you lost the government, but if the port got that much votes, you would been standing up in Andre Ebank's plate every breakfast saying, I want the port. Every breakfast you would been in his scrambled eggs.
You're probably right.
Yeah?
You're probably right about that.
No, probably that's one in the bank. But tell me something. You see, the disrespect that the ganjas getting, we celebrate the king birthday yesterday. He taking ganja, you know. The stone that the builder refused shall become the head cornerstone, and millions of dollars is going out of this country for a product that we could be doing here. But you know what happened to it? Uneducated, barefoot people like me and my friends, we could be part of that industry. So until we are dead, or I don't know what.
Mr. McKeever, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Have you voiced this in concern on the radio when other elected government members are on, or have you reached out to?
I remember.
Okay. I wasn't aware. Not that I'm saying that you didn't. I just want to know.
This Facebook. This number Facebook. I was on Facebook about it too.
Okay.
Don't forget now. We have other people queued up behind you. So
I know that.
Mm-hmm.
I am still. I got asked. Every member in honors on now. You say you're going on a listening tour?
Yeah.
Well, go on a hearing tour. Listening. Go on a hearing tour. Thank you. Have a nice day. I'm listening down now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Connor, I'll quickly just say this to answer his question. I don't think it's a question, but it's a statement for us. We promised to formulate a parliamentary question to get the latest update in respect to where the government is on the decriminalization of marijuana in the Cayman Islands. But I think sometimes there's a confusion with his position, which is a legalization, which is totally different. The people voted on decriminalization. The last update was about 7 months ago. I will promise him to get another update and ask again. Unfortunately, there is not enough time to get it in this coming sitting, but I'll ask the Premier if he wants to, by way of statement, give an update so those persons who did vote in favor of that can be made abreast of it. I know the Premier's team is listening, so they can also give a status update at the next sitting of the House. I'll take the next caller.
Okay, next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello, good morning. Mr. Connor and MPs BRYAN and TATUM.
Morning.
Morning. I just wanted to chime in quickly. I have seen where you guys are advocating for, more assistance and better assistance through the Department of Financial Assistance. And I had a quick question. What if anything, that you are all able to accomplish what you're endeavoring to do? What will you also do to ensure that once more assistance is able to be given to needy families, how will you be able, or are you looking into how you will be able to ensure that companies or businesses or landlords and real estate companies and property management companies and banks are able to allow this assistance to be utilized? Because I have seen in my rounds that we have more and more families that are needing financial assistance through DFA, and they're not in terms of especially rental assistance. And the real estate market, property managers, landlords, and the real estate market are not not, and I say that strongly, in agreement with receiving this assistance. If you guys were to sit down and go over EK Trade or Facebook rentals or the real estate market, the real estate companies that deal with rentals, you will see. And mind you, the mere fact that they use the acronyms NAU and not the new acronyms of DFA tells you that a lot of these businesses and landlords and whatever, they're not up to par with what's happening with DFA. So trying to get more assistance for needy families, but that assistance will not be receptive or be received, kind of defeats the purpose.
I see what you're saying.
Just making sure I understand, ma'am.
You guys, sorry?
Yeah, starting to just making sure I'm understanding. So the concern is that rental companies or landlords aren't willing to rent to individuals who receive financial assistance. Is that what the concern is?
Right. Because I hear you guys are, the opposition advocating for more assistance for needy families. And remember now, needy families are also disabled persons, handicapped persons, or seniors, and so forth. And the assistance, it may be admirable and noble for the opposition or any one to try to advocate for more assistance for needy families because of as you guys were rightly saying, cost of living has increased and more people are in need. But if that assistance is not received by the community, it's not recognized, if landlords and real estate agents, and I can tell you this personally, I'm not trying to discredit anyone because I myself is in the market for another rental, but if the market is not receptive to receiving and just thinking that every Department of Financial Assistance, guys, it's no longer NAU, it's now DFA, the mere fact that they don't know that tells you that they are not aware of what is happening.
I see what
I just want
to
say I hope you guys are mindful of this, and once you're advocating for like I said, more assistance for needy families, just be receptive that this market is also out there that is not as receptive as you guys are, and our families are therefore still being defeated with the assistance that they may receive.
Thank you very much, caller.
If I know I wanted to keep the caller after on, but if she's gone, that's fine. And my colleague's going to address a little bit about the rental market in his response shortly. But I think I get totally what she's suggesting is that regardless of whether you increase the amounts of money available for a person who need assistance, until you change the perception and the narrative around the NAU as a department, the DFA as a department, landlords still don't want nothing to do with it. Now, there's very strong merit in what she just said, but that is only in one area of assistance. There's other areas of assistance. There's people who have their own homes. They need help with light, water, food, children care, all of these other areas. So that's just one component of the bigger financial assistance department deliverables. But I think the area of concern about what she's talking about is whether the minister with his ministry can improve the perception that DFA is inadequate to pay on time, and sometimes it's not even only the pay on time component. You have to recognize that unfortunately sometimes people who are depending on need usually have some other problems within their own lives or so forth, whereby their respect levels of people's properties become an issue, and then there's a reputation that persons who are on DFA, and that's not the case for everybody. But even if you have a 10% of persons who are on DFA come and ruin somebody's apartment, it's a stigma that the department constantly has to deal with.
They're already profiled.
They're already profiled. So I think what she's saying is the department, the ministry, and the minister needs to do a better job of educating, informing, and giving confidence to the landlords in the market that this is no longer going to be a problem and they can rectify it, and the monies you're going to get on time and your property is going to be safe. How he's going to do that is on him, and hopefully he can.
Okay, with that, need to take a commercial break. Otherwise, we won't have much time when we return as well. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Cineco's parametric insurance after hurricanes is now available for motor policies. Fixed automatic payouts cover incidental vehicle expenses like fuel, cleanup, and minor repairs. No claims, no damage required. $200 for comprehensive policies or $100 for third-party policies. Available exclusively through Cineco and included with all new motor insurance policies and upon renewal for current policies. Visit Cineco.ky today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite Band-Aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
Let's raise a glass for the dads. This Father's Day, join Mykonos Steak Club for the Clico Brunch, Sunday, June 21st from 11:30 a.m. Celebrate Dad with indulgent brunch favorites, signature specialties, premium drinks, free-flowing Veuve Clico, and the vibrant atmosphere Mykonos is known for. Enjoy the sounds of a live DJ and saxophone player as you toast to Dad, Grandpa, or the father figure who deserves it all. Packages start at just 75 CI dollars per person. Call 623-5555 to reserve your table today for the Father's Day Clico Brunch at Mykonos Steak Club.
The Department of Agriculture invites you to a 3-day agro-processing workshop happening July 13th to 15th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Learn practical skills in food safety, good manufacturing practices, and how to make products like sauces and jellies. The cost is $150 per person. Register and make payment by June 30th at the Department of Agriculture's Commercial Center. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Spaces are limited and seats are filling fast. Secure your spot today at doa.gov.ky or call 947-3090.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. One of our listeners has written in and said, I got to find it again now. Okay, yeah, here we go. Please, would you please ask if there are any laws governing grocery stores, in particular in West Bay, regarding selling alcohol? They're all located by school buses and churches. There's one store in particular that you can jump from the church parking lot and land on the steps of the store. So I would say to that person, this is a good opportunity if you're living in West Bay to attend
We're West Bay
the meeting
Thursday.
tomorrow night and raise those concerns, as well.
Before you go on, OC, just to come back to that last caller, the deputy leader addressed one aspect of it, but that call, I think, raised the reason why we need to have modern, fit-for-purpose residential tenancies act. The first whereas clause that I had in my motion says whereas adequate, secure, and habitable housing is fundamental to the well-being, stability, and economic security of residents of the Cayman Islands. That matters whether the government is assisting with the payments of those, or whether my employer is doing because I'm receiving a wage. So that is something that the government could be looking at if it's not there now, but could be looking at making sure is included with that as well. So this is long coming. The current law on the books now, right, was last revised in 1998. That was a very minor modernizing that happened then. But it goes back to 1898. The law goes back to the days when we were forming the Parliament at Pedro, St. James. That's how old this law on the books now is. So we need to get a modern tenancies law in place.
And this motion, Mr. Corner, will be debated either on Wednesday or Thursday. It's going to be a significant debate. And the Honourable Member has done a lot of work behind the scenes and to discuss this very complex problem, because this is all born from two things: the cost of living so high and the lack of affordable housing availability in the country. So he's going to go into some significant economic or lack thereof economic planning and national development within his analysis of this issue and why we need some more controls. Because if things were good within the market, there wouldn't be such a major push. Not saying they wouldn't be needed, but there wouldn't be such a major advocacy for these changes to be done.
In 2009, exactly. In 2009, when the law was passed, it's passed and has sat on a shelf. The population was 55,000 people then.
Yeah,
it's now 90-odd thousand people. So that's almost doubled. So it's increasingly, So it's increasingly important, and the numbers of people relying on rental housing has massively increased. I would venture to say that more people now in Cayman today rent their homes as opposed to own their homes. So it's a huge issue. But again, there are concerns for renters, but also concerns for landlords, and this law seeks to address that and try to get a balance and bring fairness.
Mr. Corner, I recognize we're going to be wrapping up shortly. I want to repeat that a lot of the messages we're getting, we've seen questions coming in left, right, and center, and that's good. That means that people are wanting to send those concerns to us so we can try to solve them. Keep on sending them. I know we don't have as much time as we normally would on the show. Send them to us. We will try to continue to fight and advocate, solve them, but also try to make your way out to the listening tour. This is not for us to be coming up there being political about PPM or any other party, whatever. This is us. We get paid appropriately to represent you, including West Bay, Northside, East End, doesn't matter. So we want to hear those issues so we can try to get them solved. So try to come out this Thursday. But there seems to be a reoccurring concern that's coming up, and it has to do with our pensioners. Every 10 comments that I get, at least 4 of them have to do with pensioners. And these are people who don't have the opportunity to go off and get another job. Because for one, they're already being fought that they can't get a job because of their age. They don't want to have to pay for their health insurance because it's going to be so expensive at a certain age. That's going up. And the pension minimums that they get cannot be enough for the high cost of living. And
their incomes are fixed.
And they're fixed.
Income isn't growing.
Yeah, so they can't say, oh, boss, give me a couple extra hours so I can put some more money on my bill. It's not going to change. And I know that from a cost of living adjustment for pensions, I think they got a recent 1.3% increase. That's not adequate to reflect what the government themselves has said the inflation rate is, which was 2.6 and actually now increased to 5.2.
It's going to be doubled by then.
It's going to be doubled by then.
And so it'll continue increasing into next year.
Yeah. So I don't understand the logic of the reflection of the increase in the cost of living adjustment for pensioners compared to the inflation rate. It's just not realistic. And pensioners are suffering. The golden people upon which who've built the beautiful economy that we have today, they're the ones we're supposed to be fighting for. The younger ones have a chance. They still got strength. They can go and get an extra job to compensate for it. While our pensioners, our seniors are suffering. It has to stop. So we will be talking about that heavily.
And people are living longer and longer.
Exactly.
Yes. Exactly. And sadly, getting ailments into old age that requires even more money to help take care of them.
The government has to reprioritize where the money is going to go, simply put. And we will be discussing that not only at the town hall, we're discussing it because we want to hear. We suspect we're going to hear a lot about that in West Bay. We suspect that we've heard some comments about the Morgan's Harbour dock in West Bay. We expect to hear a number of things in West Bay, but we want to make sure that we're getting it right, note it down, and plan for an approach to it in Parliament. And we're definitely going to be speaking about pension, cost of living, and the effects from the Department of Financial Assistance for the people in the next sitting of Parliament. With that being said, Mr. Connor, I want to say thank you so much for having us here. Again, I want to remind the public, the People's Progressive Movement, your official opposition, will be in West Bay on Thursday at 6:30 to do a listening tour to hear the issues that matter to you. Cost of living, housing issues, cost of doing business, and any other issue that is affecting you. Come and join us. Tell us what the issues are that are facing you at 6:30 on Thursday, which is the 18th of June. We would love to hear from you.
And I'll close with this. The empty lot behind my constituency office on Marina Drive is on Prospect Drive. So this coming Saturday, we're going to have another community car trunk sale there.
Okay.
Between 6 a.m. and 2 p.m. The last one was very successful. So come on out. It's go up Prospect Drive. You'll see the signs there. It's the empty lot behind my office. There'll be vendors selling. So whatever the vendors sell is theirs. Vendors are paying a $25 fee for the spot, and that fee then goes into a pot to help fund our food pantry at my Red Bay office. There's still vendor spots available, so if you want to participate, call 923-5285, 923-5285 if you want to join us there as a vendor.
Mr. Connor, there is one, I'm going to steal 20 seconds from you. There's a very important person who's a friend of mine who put in a question. It says, will you put forward a private member's motion to address the high number of court cases involving rape of women and children? How will the country protect these groups? Some offenders have mental health issues, and there is no secure mental health facility in Cayman that will accept them. First thing is, I'm not sure what kind of motion we could develop, but we in the People's Progressive Movement and in the opposition do share your concern. There is an increasing sexual offenses around women and children, one upon which we do not accept, and we will examine ways to improve the protection of these persons. But we believe how you do that is support the court system, support the police in their investigations, support education to families and women and children on what things to look out for to protect themselves. We are also going to apply the necessary pressure to the minister responsible for health as to what they're doing with the Ponciana location.
Yes.
They have to make amendments of that location to allow for mental health persons who have other security concerns, because the ones that they can handle there are the ones that we call soft mental health persons. Persons who have to be confined, they can't take them there. We've spent too much money at that location for it to be somewhat empty, and they can make amendments to either fencing or what have you of
I
a
think
certain
there was
section.
some talk about that when the minister was on saying that they were looking at, redesigning in such a way or reconfiguring so that you could
But talk is talk and action is action.
Well, in that case, we're going to get an update on that. So we want that person who sent that message to let them know we heard you and we're going to respond to your concerns. Thank you again, OC.
Okay, and I want to thank the writer. This person is a loyal listener. Who wrote in about sections 49, subsection 2 and subsection 3 of our Constitution in relation to the selection of the premier. And that process. Didn't get a chance to discuss that, but it will remain in our WhatsApp messages here. I can revisit it at an opportune time to discuss that as well. You've made several very important points here, and certainly much room for discussion about this as well. So I want to thank you. I want to thank everyone else who contributed this morning. Don't forget, tomorrow, the lying in state of the body of the late Mr. James Ryan, former Chief Secretary of the Cayman Islands, as well.
And again, condolences to his family, his wife,
Yes,
Shirley,
yes.
Laurie, and Will, his kids.
Okay, and folks, have a great day. Don't forget, join Mr. Charles Glidden Shallow at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to continue to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctors Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. JN Money, for